This, I believe, from a biomedical engineer who is a little too into Mary Shelley's Frankenstein.
This is fine.
So innovation, it's something to make something better, more advanced. But does innovation always make things better? Think of missiles and weapons, for example. Making things better usually means making it easier to kill more people. Or it could mean making it safer for the person who's using it to kill more people, which still leads to killing more people. So is it really better? We can also think of Frankenstein. He wanted to reanimate the dead. There are pros and cons to this. Pro, recycling. But really, it would save lives that were inhumanely lost. The cons is you would look like the creature. Is that really a con, though? And it also requires transplants, which are in short supply. So then where do we draw the line? Look at innovative chatting apps, such as Snapchat. Your messages disappear in 24 hours, and images can only be viewed once or twice in one sitting. Now, what do we think kids do with these apps? This innovation, which yes, I'm calling it an innovation because chatting apps existed prior to Snapchat, and all it did was really innovate and make it better. Because before you could delete chats, but it didn't delete for the other person. So now it's like, okay, I could delete chats and then delete for the other person. Woohoo. But the downside to this is that we've just created a gateway for children to share and create child pornography. And that's a big issue with that, but it's an innovation that made things better. But at what cost? And that's what I think a lot of innovations are. And it's like, I could make this 8-foot tall, mashed together man, but at what cost? You might go murder a child. I don't know. It could happen. They improve on one thing at the cost of another. And that's the risk we have to take with innovation. And that's the thing with entrepreneurship. We have to take risks. The first step is to take a risk. But even before you have to take that risk, you have to think, what am I risking it for? And what am I risking? Maybe you're risking your 9-to-5 pay for that dream cake decorating business you've always wanted. Or maybe you're risking your friends and loved ones and everything in your life to push humanity to the next level and create new life and reanimate the dead. It's probably the cake thing, right? Yeah, you're definitely thinking of the cake thing. But what I think about is interesting about entrepreneurship is specifically small businesses. They are usually innovative, creating better or different things to appeal to different people. And what people like about small businesses is that they're usually environmentally friendly, and many work hard to be more sustainable with their packaging and products. They are innovative when it comes to how they design and deliver their products, yet people complain about the prices. Which I could bring up the whole point that there's no ethical consumption under capitalism because everything revolves around making money and no one wants to spend money, but everyone spends money. But that's a whole nother body full of worms to open, and we're not doing that. There are a lot of depletion resources in our modern world. Fossil fuels, trees, organs. There is a shortage of organs that we can use for transplants, so we try multiple things. We make wait lists, we try to preserve organs, and we try to create artificial organs. But what we haven't considered is reanimation. Realigning the organs so we can use them. We wouldn't have to worry about keeping the organ alive. We could just pop that boy in the freezer and lightning bolt it back to life. I would like to take a moment and say I do not know much about organs outside the body. I am in no way saying this would work. The last bit is purely based on the fact that I read Frankenstein in high school and made it my personality for about 3 months. We can also apply sustainability to research in the biomedical field. I heard the story and they needed a heart for an experiment. A puppy heart. So the lab got the puppy and they did the experiments they needed to do while it was alive. But this is not a ethically renewable source. They can't go around murdering puppies every time they need a muscle or some cells or something like that. So what they did was each lab that was like involved in this picked what parts of the puppy they could use. So when the puppy was eventually, they could make the best of what they had. They didn't let its life go in vain. I think it's a lot of sustainability comes down to whether something is being used in vain. Think about plastic bags. Why do we use plastic bags when there are reusable bags available? Usually convenience. We use plastic bags once for one thing and then they get tossed. Imagine how heartbreaking that would have been if the puppy was only used for its heart and then got tossed. Individually, we don't have a very large impact on the world most of the time. But together, we make changes, we make movements, and we alter our future. The question is whether we do that for the better.